Zahir-ud-Din Muhammad Babur carved a path through Central Asia, founding the Mughal Empire through martial dominance. But his private journal reveals a different man, one who spent his downtime documenting the precise color of local flowers and the shape of regional fruit. This journal, the Baburnama, shares little with standard imperial propaganda. Most kings commissioned flattering chronologies designed to reinforce their own power. Babur wrote his own account, filling it with a level of honesty rarely seen in royal histories. He recorded his failures, cracked jokes at his own expense, and admitted to intense vulnerability. It is difficult to reconcile the image of this awkward diarist with the man who engineered one of history's most lethal and enduring empires. When Babur invaded India, he was outnumbered. Success required him to look past traditional Central Asian cavalry tactics and find a technical advantage. He recruited Ustad Ali Kuli, an Ottoman military expert who brought advanced cannons and matchlocks to the front lines. These were heavy, gunpowder-based weapons that Babur's enemies had never faced on this scale. At the First Battle of Panipat in 1526, Babur used this Ottoman firepower to create a defensive wall, forcing the Lodi dynasty's army to charge directly into his artillery range. The roar and physical impact of the cannons caused a mass panic. The Lodi's cavalry, terrified by the explosions, fell into total disarray as panicked horses trampled their own soldiers. Babur's victory at Panipat came from intellectual ruthlessness rather than brute strength. He identified a foreign technology that worked, adopted it immediately, and used it to dismantle a much larger force. Yet, the moment the fighting stopped, Babur returned to his habit of documenting regional wildlife. He wrote with scientific precision. In one entry, he noted that the rhinoceros structurally resembles the horse, a detail modern zoologists use to categorize them in the same order. He was equally focused on language, specifically the Persian Izafa. This grammatical link allowed him to create poetic names for the landscapes he conquered, like Bog ibn Afsha. This table shows how translators struggle today, choosing between original sounds and clear English meanings. John Leyden used the transliterated Bog ibn Afsha, while Annette Beveridge chose the Violet Garden. The English is easier to understand, but loses the specific cultural weight of the Persian structure. By documenting plants and assigning these names, Babur was doing more than writing poetry. He was using language to categorize and assert control over a foreign landscape. The most intimate sections of the Baburnama reveal a level of transparency that is almost unheard of for a reigning monarch. Babur writes about his first marriage with blunt honesty, admitting that he avoided his wife out of bashfulness and a total lack of romantic interest. He later describes meeting a boy in a camp bazaar named Baburi and developing an intense, confusing infatuation that he couldn't quite process. He records the physical anxiety of the encounter, writing that he was so flustered he could not make eye contact or hold a simple conversation. This level of self-revelation replaces the image of a stoic, infallible conqueror with something far more complex. Babur's insecurities prove that the man commanding these armies was deeply, paralyzingly human. Babur's strength was his ability to integrate diverse systems, combining Ottoman military tech with the aesthetics of Persian poetry. Decades later, his grandson Akbar recognized the political power in this vulnerability. He ordered the original Turkic text translated into Persian, the language of the Mughal court. Akbar also commissioned artists to create lavish miniature paintings, like this one, to visually record his grandfather's private words and life. By combining raw, honest text with high-end illustration, Akbar turned a private journal into a propaganda engine that lasted for generations. The cannons at Panipat established the empire's borders, but the human voice found in the Baburnama is what kept Babur's legacy alive for over 5 centuries.